Hi ladies, it's Monday all over again. I hope you had great weekends. I suddenly realised quite late yesterday that I hadn't really done any decorations for trick-or-treaters, so nobody knocked on our door, so we gave out no trick-or-treat sweets last night at all, and I'm feeling a bit like I should have really pulled myself together and got something sorted last night. But if you've got littlies, I hope that you enjoyed some Halloween treats and things with them. And I hope that you are all feeling quite positive, that it's Monday again. I used to bloody hate Mondays. Like, used to get that proper Sunday night feeling where I was like, oh, Monday, ugh, whole week, ugh. And what have you. But I can genuinely say, I just don't feel like that anymore because I get to speak to you beautiful people. So I've got a good set of sessions booked this week, and just wanted to introduce my new and exciting stuff to you, what's going to be happening in the next week as well that you guys can benefit from. So firstly, let me just put it out there, Toxic Parents course. That's going on tonight at 6 o'clock. You can still join, and I'm going to put one last ad with the sign up in there as well. So if you are looking to deal with some things that happened in your past in your childhood, or if you're looking to work out how to deal with difficult mum or difficult dad now, then that is a really, really good course for that, and that is happening at 6 o'clock tonight. But on to what's happening next. So I put out a poll a few days ago about what people wanted to have a session on, and overwhelmingly the answer came back living with depression and anxiety. Which is really important, and a lot of us I know do suffer from that, but I'm also going to talk to you about how you don't need to suffer from it anymore, but how to live with it. So I have had depression and anxiety for quite a long time. The depression side of things means that sometimes I can feel very numb. And the anxious part is where I feel everything. I feel 100 miles an hour, massive amounts of adrenaline. And if you've got both at the same time, if you're suffering an episode of both at the same time, try imagining feeling nothing and everything all together at the same time. So it really does kind of mess with your head. So for me, I take the minimum amount of medication that I can get away with, because unfortunately my depression can get me to the side of suicidal thoughts if it's not under control. But for me, the most important thing alongside that is doing the work that I do. And some of that work is what I will be taking you through, and talking about the differences between chemical depression and environmental depression, and how sometimes they just do not go hand in hand very nicely with each other. So how to kind of deal with it to make things play nicely. Now, just to be clear, the strategies and things that I'll be talking about are not do this when you feel bad, do this when you feel good, etc. These are life changes. These are strategies that you need to pull into your life on a day-to-day basis as well. So some of them will be, these are the things that you can do when you're feeling anxious. Some of them will be, these are the practices that you need to put into place. So the first one I'm going to talk to you about today is called choosing your attitude. It's something I do every morning. Actually, do you know what? That's not true. I do it every work day morning. I don't necessarily do it at the weekend. At the weekends, I'm a bit more spontaneous than I am the rest of the week. So sometimes I'm just a bit like, right, this is what I need to do today. Let's just get it done, and then I can relax and chill. But for the rest of the week, every morning I work out attitude that I'm going to be that day, what attitude I'm going to have, what I'm going to embrace. Okay, so if I say, for example, right, today the attitude that I choose is going to be positive. It doesn't just stop there. It's then expanded. So you take the attitude that you've chosen for the day, and then you say why it's important. So for me, it's important to be positive today because, and actually, when was it? A couple of weeks ago, I came and spoke to you all that I was feeling quite anxious. And that particular day, it was good for me to be positive because actually I was feeling pretty negative. And anything that can boost that up a bit to make me feel a little bit better is always a good thing. So let's say you might say that you want to be positive today because you've got a meeting at work. I want to feel positive today because I've got to go to the doctors and I'm a bit nervous. I'm going to be positive today because actually underlying under that is the fact that I'm not feeling 100% great at the moment, and I want to try and boost myself. And then throughout the day, when you're having a negative mindset, you can say to yourself, right, no, No, I said today I'm going to be positive, so what could I do? So it involves you just keeping an eye on your mindset for the day. And it also involves you just checking in every so often just to make sure you are okay and talking yourself a little bit back out of a bad place. Now, if I say to myself, I'm going to be positive today, does that mean that I'm literally the most positive kind of children's entertainer sort of thing? No, it doesn't. But it does flip and help. And if you keep doing it and you're doing it on a regular basis, it actually builds up the ability for you to start to control how your brain is reacting to things throughout the day. It starts to give you a bar on what you're judging that day on. So I chose this morning that I was going to be positive. At the end of the day, right, okay. So did that help me today? Yeah, actually it probably did. Even when you use it for the first time, it will probably help you a bit, because if you're checking in regularly and making sure that you are working out what you need to do to kind of get yourself back on track, that is of course going to help you. So the bottom line is that on a day when you're not feeling great and you choose that you're going to be positive for the day, you won't necessarily attain the highest heights of happiness, but you'll probably be a lot better off than if you hadn't chosen that as your attitude in the first place. So give it a go. It's something I do every day. It's really helpful. Positive is not the one that I choose every day. There's a whole massive list of different qualities that you could describe yourself as that day. So some of the things that I choose are, well, actually one of the things that I choose reasonably frequently is that today I'm feeling like I'm on fire. That actually I've got my shit together, I'm doing really, really well, I know what my action plan for the day is, and that's really important. Other ones that I use are feeling in gratitude and abundance, because sometimes when stuff's a little bit difficult, feeling like that is really hard. Feeling in gratitude and abundance can be phenomenally difficult because you think, oh, this isn't happening, that's not happening, focus on the negative, blah, 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 blah. Whereas actually sometimes one of the most important things is thinking, right, okay, just regroup. Where am I feeling abundance at the moment? What have I got in my life that's great? Where can I feel gratitude? Who can I feel gratitude for? All of those sorts of things. So choosing your attitude at the beginning of the day is a vitally important thing for setting the scene for the day and for giving you a bar as to whether that day has been successful. Did you achieve more positivity than if you hadn't chosen that? Did you achieve more determination? Did you achieve more patience? Did you achieve more sometimes, you know, I want to be a bit more attentive to my children and things. So, you know, making sure that I'm more attentive to them might involve me making sure I put my phone down a little bit more. All of those different elements. So give it a go. But don't expect massive changes the first, second or third time you use it. It's something that you have to keep doing for it to show its full effects of it. So that's a starter for you. And then next Monday, I'm going to be doing a big masterclass for free. This one's a freebie, which is going to be an introduction to living with depression and anxiety, full of little tips that you can try, and how I got over it myself, how I work with what I have to deal with myself. So, you know, I've always been very open to you guys. I've always talked about what I've experienced, and did I wallow in depression and anxiety? Yeah. Do I do it now? Sometimes. Yep. But do I have the tips and tricks to get back out of it? Do I have the tips and tricks to get me back online again? Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. So I will be putting up an advert for today's session on toxic parents so that you've got a link to sign up to. And I'll be creating another sign up page as well for the free masterclass on depression and anxiety next Monday, which will be at 6 o'clock. So have a look out for both of those, and it'd be lovely to see as many of you as possible. With the depression and anxiety one, there were lots of people who were interested, so do sign up quickly. I like to keep the sessions reasonably intimate, so it's important for me that I can still engage with everybody, and I can't do that if there's too many people. So do sign up quickly if you're interested for that. Keep an eye out on the page, and then I will be back later in the week on Thursday to talk to you a little bit more about some tiny little tips and tricks that you can take straight away. But hope you'll be joining me for the masterclass next Monday evening. And that'll be, actually, are we still in British summertime? Does that count when the clocks have gone back? I don't actually know. GMT, I'm going to say GMT. So that's the time zone That's the word I'm looking for. That's the time zone. So if you're somewhere else in the world, then do check what the hours difference will be. It would be amazing to see you there. Lots of love and happy Monday, everybody, and I will see you very soon.